Welcome to the Introduction to Hysteroscopy. The goals of this curriculum are to familiarize yourself with hysteroscopic equipment, identify components of the hysteroscope, assemble a hysteroscope, familiarize yourself with proper usage, and to navigate as well as correctly identify key anatomy in a uterine model with a 30-degree lens. The first step is to correctly identify components of an operative hysteroscope. Your hysteroscope will come in a sterile tray unassembled such as this. There are various components to an operative hysteroscope, and not all components will be used. These are your lenses, 0 and 30 degrees. There may be more in your pan. You can identify the degree of the lens here. For the purpose of today's demonstration, you'll be selecting the 30-degree lens. This is your inflow sheath. This is your outflow sheath. It can be distinguished by the fenestrations at the distal end of the instrument. As in the operating room, there will be additional tools inside of your tray that you will not be utilizing for this procedure. This is a rubber nipple that will be going over your operating channel to prevent the backflow of water. You may begin by selecting the 30-degree lens. You will insert this into the inflow sheath. In order to secure the connection between the lens and the inflow sheath, you must identify the zeros on each instrument and line them up accordingly. Then you will use the post to lock the two into place and secure your connection. Next, you'll identify your outflow sheath and place it correctly over the inflow sheath, as so, making sure to line up the zeros once again and lock them into place to secure your connection. Now identify the rubber nipple and place it over the operative port. You will now connect your inflow and outflow tubing. The inflow tubing connects here, closer to your body. The outflow tubing is further. Your inflow tubing will be blue like water. Your outflow tubing will be yellow. Now attach your camera, followed by your light source. This is a fully assembled hysteroscope. Once the hysteroscope is assembled, we will white balance our camera. This is your camera here with the various features. There's a focus adjustment knob, aperture knob, scroll keys, as well as the light source key that acts as a select key. In order to white balance, you will focus your camera onto a white object such as a rate tag. You will use your light source or select key to bring up this menu and use your scroll keys to highlight white balance. Here, you will select white balance. Holding your hysteroscope steady, you will focus on the rate tag until you see white balance OK, as demonstrated in this photo. You will now be instructed to open and close various channels by manipulating the tabs on each port. As demonstrated in this photo, a channel is closed when the tab is perpendicular to the port. In this photo, all channels are closed. A channel is open when the tab is parallel to the port. Here, all channels are open. Now you are ready to move on to part 2. In part 2, you will learn how to use your assembled hysteroscope to navigate a uterine model.